Welcome everyone to yet another Tuesday Newsday. Tuesdays are slowly becoming my favorite day of the week. And this time, Dream is not here, fuck him. But we have Red Ash and Sinzar. So hey guys.
How's it going?
What's up?
Alright, so Sinzar, as I understand it, this is your favorite banner and you have been waiting for this banner for forever.
No, that is fake news.
So, so we have two really hot dudes, like they're actually rudely hot, like they're way too hot, and also like a TikTok / influencer star, I guess. Who knows anything about these units?
Yeah, they're all season 3 units. It's a story event. It's season 3 units. As far as them in the story, they're fine in my opinion. I don't hate them the way I hate some of the other Sailor Moon cast, but as far as units, on a team in Brave Exvius, they're a little bit lacking.
All right, so are they good guys or bad guys? Let's start there. Like, are in the story.
I guess this isn't really a spoiler because people are hopefully caught up, but they were bad guys that swap sides and are now good guys.
Which is literally true for every bad guy in a Final Fantasy game except the final bad guy, and maybe sometimes even the final bad guy.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, oh, no one saw that coming. But yeah, it's, very typical. Bad guys, all of a sudden, they're good guys. We've got a whole new set of bad guys. But yeah, they're all, at this point in the story, all good guys.
Okay. So they are good guys. So the first one, like, rocking that a bit of, like, I don't know, do you say emo still? Like, is emo still a thing? Or like, do we say scene now? Or even something else? Red Ash, you're the zoomer. Speak up.
I mean, emo is still kind of a thing, I would say.
Okay, so Corral is definitely giving off maybe some emo vibes. Maybe, is that wrong? Like, how do you feel about him?
I don't know. I'm feeling he looks like a dominatrix.
Oof. Okay. Listen, let's not get this too sexual already, Red Ash. Okay, calm down. Okay, but Corral, what is his deal? So he seems to be a debuffer in base and a DPS in shift, right?
Yeah, he's got like the breaks and all in like the base form. I don't have his kit completely memorized, and at the current time, the wiki is having technical problems.
We don't have to go into the details either. I'm just more thinking like, so he is a breaker in base then.
Yeah, he has breaks. I wouldn't really call that his primary role though. He just has them as well. He's mostly a dark chainer.
Okay.
He chained dark element pretty much every turn, but the big thing, and this is kind of like a polarizing opinion among a lot of units. I call him like weak, or even to the point of being almost bad, because he has no burst at all. His limit burst is terrible. It's 100 modifier, which is like a year out of date.
Wow.
And he has no burst cooldowns. He's just a chainer every turn. Now, he is probably the highest damage chainer in the game as far as purely chaining.
So his mods are high. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw like 200 X mods in the Discord.
Okay. But
yeah,
like, isn't this then like a Riku, right? Like, or?
Kind of. Yeah, it's very similar, like an updated version of Riku. I believe his breaks are in the other forms, so he has to actually shift.
Oh.
I could be forgetting. Maybe he has breaks in the shift form. I don't remember. But it's like Riku like breaks like for free while chaining. Well, he I think has like go out of his way to break. By memory, if I'm wrong, the wiki is down right now. Right. But yeah, so the thing is, like, because he has no burst whatsoever, he's effectively terrible in dark visions. And for trials, like, he has no burst for trials as well. Now, he does do decent chaining per turn, but like, you really want burst damage. Like, you're not doing aiming with chaining per turn damage, or you're not doing, all these turn count missions with just slow and steady chaining. You need burst damage, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah, I guess like he would be a nice pickup maybe for people to kind of probably blaze through some of the more recent trials. Like, I mean, 200x mods probably works to get you a decent turn count on Asura as well, I guess. Although I don't know if you can use Dark on Asura. Maybe you can't.
Oh, you can. I actually used him on Ashura in the JP, just showcase him, because I've gotten him off banner 4 times in JP. So I had his EX2 leader.
So are you pulling on this banner, Sinzar? Are you pulling?
I don't need to, because he loves me off banner. I'm gonna get him anyway.
All right, but okay. I mean, he has also, I guess, like, weapon selection seems to be really weird because he wants to use whips, and his own STMR is a 2-hand. Oh, so he's a 2-handed unit. Okay, so he has a 2-handed whip that's only 185 attack. That's a bit low. What's the variance on whips? Is that even good?
No, whips have bad variants. Same with great swords. Like you never want to use the whip if you have an option to not use the whip.
Right.
Also the problem is there's no whip in peril. So most, like whips are just not good. And if you don't have a STMR, the only other halfway respectable option is Yigo's STMR.
Oh,
so
shit.
I guess for the first time ever, that could possibly have a use for a big Coralie fan. But if you don't have Yigo's STMR or his own, like he's just even worse.
Wait, did you say Coralie?
Listen. Sinzar has his thing, okay? He can do his thing, okay? But okay, fine. So it seems like he's a strong chainer, but you're not really gonna get much use out of him. And besides, speaking of trials, like we've seen our last trial for like 3-4 months or something. So it's not like you have a ton of content to use him on that isn't DV, meaning that units from now on really need to be good in DV to be, a pullable unit. Unless you like are a huge fan of Season 3 units, I guess.
Correct. And just to clarify real quick, we are going to get like sort of trial content of the EX bosses in the next few months. That's like our stand-in instead of trials. We're getting EX bosses, and these are bosses you need to kill in like 3 turns. Right. So once again, it is all about burst damage.
Yeah, which obviously doesn't. So all right. So there's another unit, also a bit rudely handsome dude that also even has a fedora in his second form. So that's for all of you Arden fans out there. So it like I heard TSS Hans say this is literally Earth Terra. Is this true?
Yeah, but like a bit weaker, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. Diverti, I'm not quite as harsh on Diverti because he does have niche uses. There are every now and then like an Earth magical stage in Dark Visions. So, and he's good for that. He can burst in that. Of course, it's never the final boss, at least as far as JP. So it's only the early bosses. So it's not really that important.
Okay.
But he does have the uses in that he does have really, really high. He can mitigation cooldowns for covering. So there are a couple of bosses coming in Dark Visions that you need a magic tank to take minimal damage, and you can't prevent it. So he can stand in as like use his 90% reduction cooldown, cover the attack, and then do a little bit of damage on the burst turn.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, most people would use like Beatrix to cover that. Coralie can do that, or not. Diverti can do that and contribute some, but the big problem is his damage is just low. It is just in comparison to like Luna Freya, Terra, even Ferris. His damage is so far behind. It uses throwing weapons, which Locke does have a throwing in peril. But Locke is mostly a dead slot in Dark Visions. You don't really want to bring Locke. Yeah. That's the only option for throwing in perils. So it's...
and I mean, like his STMR isn't really impressive either, right? Like I'm looking at it right now. It's a throwing weapon with 164 magic and spirit. That's so low. Stat-wise, I mean, like that's really, really low. So I don't know, like, and this is also, we should say that I think it makes sense because from now on, it seems like we're going to be getting the same vision card for both units, and the same thing goes here, right? We're getting a 110 attack vision card coming in for both units.
Oh yeah. The vision card is for whips. It's an attack power for whip card for Coralie, and then Diverti gets that too. He gets a whip attack power card. Why couldn't they just swap like Saul's card on him and call it a day? It makes no sense.
But the problem is also, I guess, like you can see it from his equipment, but like he's gonna have low stats as well, and I guess maybe a bit of his low damage comes from that you can't really hit the 6k magic we were hoping to hit as an evoker, right?
Yes, and I have him EX2 and JP as well from
what the hell?
All from off banner. This is mostly for my Sephiroth polls. You got those 10 NV tickets, and I got so many off banners from that.
All right.
But
you seem to be favored by the beautiful boys of FFBE.
Yeah, so he my stats when I gear him like best in slot with my gear and JP, he's got something like 4,400 magic, which it really does feel low compared to like Luna with her 6k and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like even Terra gets up, like best in slot Terra gets up to over 5k at least, right? So, I mean that's a big difference. That's 600 magic. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I mean, but this is what. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bradash.
And speaking of them sharing the vision card, this is our first double NV banner.
Yeah, like true. GL. Well, I guess we don't know yet if they would have a separate banner each, like they did for Kingdom Hearts. But it seems like it's a single.
In the news, I guess. Yeah, it seems like it's a single banner.
Right.
It's single because they preview the panel and the shards are on the same panel.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Makes sense, makes sense. All right, so, but I mean, this does sound like you're not going to be super sad that you got Diverti, because he seems to have niche uses and, like, also he looks great. So, like, if I had to choose, I'd go for Diverti, I think. I always had a thing for blondes. Anyway, we also have a third unit on the banner that seems to be the prize of the banner, right?
So,
No?
Cons, whatever. She's like a support unit. She's a 7-star. I don't remember. I know she does like imbues and
Yeah, so I
amplifies
see
and
here,
pearls.
like, she does have a imbue peril, it seems, on demand. It's not even a cooldown. She seems to have like some buffs. She does seem to be able to buff magic damage against demons for all allies. I don't know. She seems decent. Her STMR is a two-handed 170 attack spirit instrument. That's interesting.
But it's also 170 attack power.
Yeah,
Her
no, that's
SQR,
what I meant. Like, it's attack and spirit 170, right?
it's probably really good for Cleo Star because it's a harp, and harps do have the good variants.
Oh.
So and Cleo Star does like harp and peril. So it can have use.
Yeah, but technically, aren't you using Cleo Star dual wield to dual wield their stacking move, really, right?
I think that usually is overall better damage, isn't it?
Yeah. But okay, but that's interesting actually. You could use this and variants and actually get it up there. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. But yeah, she has a very special sprite, I want to say. Have you guys looked at Conch as in the shell? Conch sprite?
I think that's how you say it. But
those are, I think those are her hands in front of her.
No. Well, they are her hands. Oh my
Yes,
god, they
those
are.
are her
Oh
hands.
my god, they are. They are her hands. Okay, never mind. Forget that this discussion ever happened, okay? Because just gonna, like, straight up, does not look like her hands, okay? Like, Dom is saying, what did you think they were, Barros? Yeah, bro, listen. Red Ash's parents might be listening to the podcast, okay? I can't say it. No, I was honestly like thinking she was like recording a TikTok dance or something. Because yeah, okay, never mind. It's her hands. It's her hands. She's holding them like under her chin, very cute, like with hearts fluttering around her. Okay, good,
Yes.
good. So, are we getting any other content this week? We have, I guess, the story event, right? So that's some free lapis. Anything special about the story event? Are there any good gear or something?
In JP, the story event was terrible because it gives a 50% Aqua Killer materia, and in JP, materia is stacked, so everyone had infinite copies from the friend point units. But for global, we can't stack materia. So this is actually a very valuable materia because we have another source of Aqua Killer, which is extremely rare. So for us, this story event is actually pretty good.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, shit, I want so I can equip 3 materia on someone. So because in GL we only have 3, right? We have Sildras, we have Aquan Slayer, and then we have this now, right? Or do we have more?
I think that's it for materia.
Wow. So this is then very valuable. Like, you want to run the story event to get that materia in there. That's really good. That's really good. Nice. And it's a story event, like you get a lot of lapis. That's always cool. So that's I guess good. And we're not getting anything else, right? No trials, no well, obviously no trials for a while.
Nope. But I actually will point out this is going to be our global made, in my opinion, a good change, but it's still only like a small measure. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Arena for a moment. These are the units that bring in the first of like the new wave of Arena cancer units. Corley and Conch have AoE chaining attacks on their auto attack replacement. This means if you berserk them, they will 100% of the time always AoE chain on your team when they go first in the arena.
Oh.
So that's a little bit of a problem. There was supposed to be a second 5-star on this banner that apparently Global removed, Belmira. She has the same thing, but she can use throwing weapons and has the dual wield chain cap and all. So she was like the absolute worst because she could have like Lightning Scarf, double 4-point Shuriken, and Berserk. And she would AoE quad cast tag chaining with accuracy and the cat boost. It was basically auto death on turn
Wow.
1 in the arena.
So
But
you're
Global-
saying Gumi removed arena cancer?
Yes, they took her off the banner, and I'm assuming we're never going to see her on Global,
Oh.
which is a great change in my opinion. That just makes Arena so much less of a headache. Now,
listen. I have a hot take here. Because like I'm as a very lazy arena player, I'm feeling that this type of unit would be very nice to like do 0 effort in arena, right? Like you just do her, you have her go first, and that's it. Those are your 5 orbs for the day, or how many you do.
Yes.
Huh.
Now,
Okay.
now keep in mind, Corley and Conch do have the same thing, but they can't equip throwing weapons, which means they can't use the Shuriken. So you have to pick. You either have accuracy, or the most you can attack is twice with like Aurora Scarf. So
Right.
they're not nearly as dangerous as Belmira would have been.
Okay,
So
right.
it's still going to be a problem that you that most arena teams are going to have to adjust for, because like I promise you, a lot of whales are going to be running like 4 Corleys in the arena now with Berserk or something. Actually, you can't even do that on Global. Global never sold the Berserk materia, did we? So
Yeah,
the
I
most
We only have the Avenger.
the most you can have on Global is 3 Berserks. You can have 2 Avenger daggers and Ifrit. So you can only Berserk, which is still 3 is enough to kill most teams. It's still a problem, but it's not as bad of a problem as it is in JP.
That's interesting. I mean, the only time so as to just give you a different view on this, I'm really a casual arena player. I just do it to end up below the level so I get my metal cactuars, right? But to me, that's going to be a problem if they start screwing with my daily quests, right? Because sometimes you need to actually win an arena to get a daily quest. If I start meeting these that like delete me from the face of the earth, then I'm going to start doing mean shit like having Behemi on my team or some shit.
Yes, I was just going to say the answer to this is to always run C card in your team in JP. For Global, it'll be Behemi, because you need that auto-casted physical cover. Now, Behemi's going to get completely destroyed. He's going to like take one for the team, but the rest of the team will still be standing to deal with it.
Yeah, that's fine. So then I'd probably just run like Soul, Terra, and Veritas of the Dark to kind of destroy them when it's my turn, and then just have Behemi and bonus units, and that's I think that'll work.
Yes.
All right, cool. But thank you for that heads up. I did not actually expect that, and that's good. So Conch with her hands is something we're going to be seeing a lot more in Arena, I guess.
Pretty much, yep.
Okay, cool. To be honest, I don't even know if I have both Avenger daggers. Like I actually have to check, because I might have missed those. But obviously, I wouldn't do that comp anyway. It's like, Arena is one of the few places where I still get a use for non-envy Terra, and so I enjoy Arena and my Terra time really. But yeah, I think this is it for this week, right? We have nothing else to show for. So this is going to be maybe a bit of a quiet week, I guess. Not many are going hard on this banner or any new content, right? Is DV running a full week more, or does it end now on Thursday?
Yeah, I was gonna say that there was no news about DV extensions or any fixes for the Zidane STMR.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's really bad.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess like a lot of people were really hoping to use this new and shiny unit and their STMR that they pulled. I can really see that being feeling a bit unfair, because you're not getting to use it on the DV where it would make the most sense maybe as well. I don't know, Sinzar, how does Zidane fare in future DVs, like, or specifically his STMR, I guess?
It's still a really big deal. I've seen a lot of people make comments like, "Oh, as soon as Aerith come out, Zidane's STMR is worthless and never used again." That is incorrect. People still use Aerith with Zidane on quite a few DBs. I think at this point, Zidane is starting to phase out of the meta, because power creep just keeps moving along. We get more and more powerful units every single week. I don't think many people use Zidane on the most current JP DV, but even after Terra, Zidane, it was. People put, not Terra, Aerith. People put Aerith on the team with Zidane, because Zidane was still one of the highest damage dealers in the entire game, even when Sephiroth comes out. Because you've got like Sephiroth, and then the number 2 is, Zidane. Well, Tifa. So Zidane's number 3. But like he's still worth the slot even into the future. He eventually gets power crept like every unit.
Yeah, but that's
ever.
true for any unit, right? I mean, obviously. And I think that's a nice message, right? If you're sad about not having been able to use Zidane to his full potential this DV, there's gonna be a lot more DVs where the Monkey Boy is actually gonna shine. I would have hoped they fixed it though. I don't have a Zidane myself, so I don't have a stake in it, but it does feel bad that it isn't fixed. But hey, there are more DVs. Besides, it's actually really good for me. Maybe I'll get a higher ranking this DV because people are not doing their utmost to high cap. All right. Well, thanks everyone for chilling. That's it for this week. And enjoy the new story event. And Conch, that's her hands. Okay. So like perverts, get your mind out of the gutter. Thanks everyone.
Bye, everyone.